So about a little bit more than a month ago, I made my video where I said that Aquaman was going to be amazing, and I just saw Aquaman, or I saw it on Wednesday, which is before it came out.
This is why Mom doesn't fucking love you!
I saw it with my grandma, who doesn't care for superhero movies. I'm not sure if she liked this one.
Had a little bit of a love story. Mostly a lot of action.
I don't want to get into too much detail. I'm just going to tell you overall. Was it amazing? Right now, it is sitting at a 68% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's positive. Second highest reviewed DCU movie. It would be like the bottom 5 if it was Marvel. It's not that much worse than a lot of the Marvel movies, but it's not that much better than a lot of the DC movies. I would say it's about as good as Wonder Woman. I don't know why Wonder Woman has such a higher score. Could it be because of politics? I would say it's about as good as Black Panther, but Black Panther has way higher score. Could that be politics as well?
Oh boy, oh boy.
I don't know. I would also say it's about as good as Venom. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I just thought it was a totally average movie. It was kind of what I was expecting, except too long. Like that scene in the beginning that's in the trailer, where the bullies come up to him and they're like, Arthur's talking to the fish.
Check it out. Arthur is talking to the fish.
That scene is really bad, and I think they should take it out of the movie, because it's like an extra 3 minutes of runtime. Yeah, anyways, it's too long, but whatever. There's so much action in this movie. I think there's like at least 10 action scenes. It really moves, you know, action-packed, which is alright. It's better than like having no action for an hour and a half, and then having Superman destroy a city for the next 45 minutes, which is what Man of Steel did. But it's also worse than like Into the Spider-Verse, which has some dialogue scenes and some action scenes, and you know, it doesn't have too much action, and the action is like, you know, it's like well dispersed. So I mean, if you're having trouble deciding between Into the Spider-Verse, which you should have already seen, and Aquaman, I would say you should see Into the Spider-Verse. I'm really surprised that with all these action scenes and like the crazy amount of CGI, that Aquaman was like only $170 million to make. I could be wrong about that number, but I would have thought it was like, I mean, there's just as many visual effects, if not more, in this movie than there are in Justice League. So I mean, I'm surprised that, you know, this one costs like just over half as much. But like, I mean, I'm not complaining. The CGI is better in this movie than it is in Justice League. But it's not as good as it is in like Infinity War or Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is a bad movie, by the way. The Aquaman is better than Ant-Man and the Wasp, just because Ant-Man and the Wasp is so stupid. And like, here's the difference between Aquaman and Ant-Man and the Wasp, is Ant-Man and the Wasp is like a regression for Marvel. It was like Marvel movies were getting even better, and Ant-Man and the Wasp was like a step backwards, and everything was just and that movie sucks. But Aquaman is like not a great movie by any means, but it's a step forward for the DCEU, and so I mean I think that's a good thing that I like or respect about it or something. I don't know. What else? I was gonna talk about like the world of Atlantis. First of all, this movie is definitely like an adventure movie. It sort of reminds me of Indiana Jones, in that they're going out and they're on their expedition, on their quest, whatnot thing. But like they do spend a fair amount of time in Atlantis, and I mean, In terms of like worlds and comic book movies, it's not too bad. I like it about as much as I like the planet from Thor Ragnarok, but I don't like it as much as Wakanda. And I don't like it as much as Ego from Guardians of the Galaxy 2, but I like it more than Themyscira from Wonder Woman, and I like it more than Krypton from Man of Steel. So I mean, again, it's like a step forward from the DCEU, but if it was a Marvel movie, it would probably be one of the worst Marvel movies. I don't know if it's better than Wonder Woman or as good as Wonder Woman. But that's about it. Those are my thoughts. I would give Aquaman a 5 out of 10. I heard Bumblebee is really good though. I didn't know whether to make my video about which movie was going to be amazing. There's like Aquaman is going to be amazing or Bumblebee is amazing. The Bumblebee movie has really good reviews. I just don't think it's going to make as much money, which is why I made the Aquaman video. I think it'll have a good like run in theaters. Venom got like bad reviews, but good word of mouth and made 80 million opening weekend. And this movie is just as good as Venom. Then I feel like it could make more than Venom. So I'm gonna say my weekend box office prediction for Aquaman is $90 million in the US, which is close enough to amazing. So let's just say I was right, as usual.
I could have just peed on it.